But here we are, 11 months later. And despite innumerable podcasts on the subject, the matter has not been resolved. The rancor has gotten worse. The appetite for the Charlie murder industry is higher than ever.
That's pretty good.
So, this debate will...
I know you haven't seen that yet. So give me your take, and then I'm gonna break down what we do know is the facts, and then give you my take on who the villains are in this.
Well, I understand what he's saying, but the one part where he's talking about, let this play out in the courts, let the judicial system solve this. Nobody has trust in the judicial system, okay? Nobody. We see what they did to you. If they want to put somebody in prison for something, they will put somebody in prison. And we don't trust them. That's why all these conversations.
I wasn't allowed to say I was innocent.
Yeah. If we trusted the courts, then this wouldn't be happening. We'd be like, yeah, these guys they'll figure it out. They always figure it out. They always do what's right. But they don't always do what's right, which is why the rest of us have to sit here and speculate and try to dig up and become detectives and figure this shit out on our own. So I don't agree with him on that. I do agree with him that a lot of people have made a lot of money off of this. Some of them have tripled their followings, big people, all because this is all they talk about. So I side with him on some things, but other things I don't.
Yeah, I like Michael Knowles. I think he's a classy guy, and I overall agree with him, but you just stole my thunder. That's exactly right. And I'm not whining. I just personally experienced it. They had the guy that did the Michael Jackson documentary that people proven was a fraud. I'm not defending Jackson in total, but a lot of it was made up. Come in with HBO and produce both trials, civil trials, where I was already found guilty by the judges. They had a whole list of things I couldn't say and do, and I was already, civilly liable, guilty, and couldn't defend myself, and it was ordered to be there. I'd be put in jail with contempt of court. And I didn't realize it was total Truman Show until I was in Connecticut, the second show trial, and looked over, and the same list of things I couldn't say or do that I'd seen in Texas, because you're sitting right with the judge when you're up on the stage, up at the witness box, was on the other judge. I mean, it was totally coordinated. Mm-hmm. And then it came out later the CIA was behind it, and the FBI funded it. It's been partially declassified. So even Alex Jones was naive about how hardcore this was till I got run over by it. So exactly, now I see him saying, oh, we saw the pretrial stuff. Well, they wouldn't let us see the video, and they said it shows him up close in 4K, super HD, seeing ants' antennas, him pulling the trigger, and then it's a little blurry guy out here. Yeah. And we see all these influencers, same script. And then again, you have Kash Patel, I broke this a week after it happened for my sources, and it was later confirmed that they were in a cabinet meeting and told Tulsi Gabbard and Joe Kent, you're not looking at foreign involvement, and you're not looking at the trannies that said he'll be dead tomorrow when he comes here. Or the George Zinn guy getting up and saying, I did it right when it happened, so, quote, the shooter can get away. It goes on and on. So all of that is legitimate to ask questions. Then I would simply take it, and I try to get into the murder industry. I covered it maybe, 10% of the time for a few weeks here and there. I was covering all the other issues, but I would say, yeah, this doesn't add up. Yeah, the confession reads like ChatGPT. Yeah, you can't put one of these rivals together in, even 2 minutes and put a scope on it and have it be accurate. And then I would go, but this Mitch Snow guy over here says his wife locked him in a garage, beat him with a hammer, beat the car, and did this. He was convicted of that, and they had released the video of him doing what he said she did. Right. So I said, this guy's not a credible witness on your Fort Huachuca. I'm the devil, I'm CIA, I'm FBI, I'm covering up. And I was just covering balls and strikes going, I don't know what happened here, actively trying to come in. And when I saw that, and when even a bunch of my listeners got mad, I didn't pull back from it because some of my listeners got mad. I pulled back because I realized it was a black hole and that it would only make it worse. But then I then realized, Sean, it doesn't matter because this is such a political trial and what's been involved, we're never going to learn the truth. And that's emblematic, as you said, the courts of the wider system and the deep state, the Jeffrey Epstein cover-up and the COVID origins cover-up and the COVID shots killing everybody. In the court of public opinion, the system is convicted, but it still controls the system, so this continues to roll forward. But I just will say that in all the theories that we're sure of, that we're not supposed to question Candace on, when those get debunked, those of us that did debunk them nicely, because we're trying to find the truth here, needed apologies that we weren't CIA or Mossad agents, and that we are literally trying to get the truth. Yeah. And of course, it's come out in the WikiLeaks, and it's come out in the Epstein files, and it's come out in the Mossad funding operations that I'm attacked by Mossad and the Israelis. I'm attacked by Epstein. I'm attacked by the FBI. I'm attacked by the CIA. I'm in Crossfire Hurricane. I'm in Arctic Frost. I'm a main target. I am not with the Israelis. I am not with the globalists. I've been on the air 30 plus years, and it's not about me. I'm saying, who else has been out there this long? Ron Paul? My point is, my bona fides are 100%, and my track record is, and the fact is that then when I simply try to be a real moderator and go, let's look at TPUSA, let's look at Candace, who kind of set herself up as the arbiter of this, which is fine, then I'm not the devil for asking questions on both sides.
There's certain facts in this investigation that are glaring. Right? And the biggest one to me is the first officer that arrived on the rooftop, and his camera turns off. The battery dies, according to him. But we don't have any proof of that. Those cameras, they store logs. They have metadata that you can request from the admins from the police department or from the actual company. I think that company is.
And you're a security
Axon.
expert. We should add you're a security expert.
Right. But the defense never asked for those logs. That's what confuses me. That's a very huge a fact in this investigation, because that is the first video footage that we have of the rooftop where the killer took the shot, right? Camera conveniently turns off. Okay, we need
Sounds
to
like the Epstein assassination.
we need to verify that his camera actually died from battery. How do you verify that? The camera stores logs. It's called metadata. The company is called Axon. Everybody out there should be requesting this. If Tyler's
And it will tell you if it was battery failure.
Exactly.
It will tell you what the battery was.
It'll tell you if the battery died. It'll tell you if it was manually turned off, and they haven't requested that. That's why I'm like, what's really going on?
And what about all the other cops that were on the roof? We don't even talk about that.
Yeah.
And then they found an unspent 5.56 round casing, whole deal right where it happened.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, a cop did it, actually just left it there.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Yeah, rounds just fall out of your
And again,
magazine.
you never state your bona fides. I mean, you're a Navy SEAL, you own a security company, you do security for some of the most high-profile people. You don't talk about it on air, but I mean, you know what you're talking about.
Right. Well, and in the new video of him running, jumping across that little ledge, and then he's kind of like breakdancing on the rooftop to get to the edge, and then he takes the perfect shot. I mean, you want to talk about the perfect shot. Like, this kid, he knew, he had to know he was either going to go to jail for the rest of his life or he was going to get killed immediately after taking the shot. If you know those are your two alternatives, those are your only two alternatives, you're not going to get away. You might get away for a little bit, but they're going to catch you eventually.
Absolutely.
If you know that that's going to happen, you're going to take more than one shot.
Absolutely.
And you're actually gonna take
JC
the shot,
says,
you're gonna try
leave
to
a
get
door.
back, 'cause it's
7205. Gate code. Number 4493.
Look, neither auspicious nor inauspicious to any of this. Excuse my language.
If it was the perfect shot, Charlie falls over. By the time he gets his scope back on Charlie, Charlie's laying on the ground. He doesn't even know if Charlie's dead. He doesn't even know if the shot hit. That's the thing about taking long shots with rifles. You don't really know if you got the shot unless you can verify it. You got to
And for
identify
folks
that.
who don't know, it's not like a video game where you've got your scope and you pull the trigger and there's nothing happening. Even if you're really trained with a high-powered rifle, it moves around and it takes a second or two to get back on.
Yeah, recoil.
And I want to just be clear about something in general. Those are great points, Sean. People ask why I came after Candace and why I was trying to undermine her. I wasn't. I genuinely was looking at each piece of what she was saying that looks legitimate.
You wasn't
That's
watching her.
that's
You
legitimate.
lying right there.
I was like really trying to do an
You
investigation.
really was not
I was
watching
being
her
serious
at
about
all.
this.
Don't
My
lie.
listeners wanted me to know.
I mean,
And then when I went to Mitch Snow guy as a con artist, I've studied history, know a lot of people in Black Ops. You're not going to have 12 colonels planning a murder the day before. Things are so compartmentalized that the military did do something like that, which in some cases there are groups of things to do that. I'll just leave it at that. And that's not how they work. And I'm just simply saying, hey, this isn't accurate. This will be discrediting. And oh, her surrogates, you're a Mossad agent. But then here's another example. I have looked at the crowd. Okay, and there is an incredible disproportion, that's not the school colors, of this maroon. He's wearing maroon. So clearly something weird was going on for some type of distraction.
Was that the TBUSA shirts that they were wearing
No.
at the campus?
No. I mean, there were some, they got so many shirts, there
I
are
don't
a few
know
shirts
that
that are
much.
purple, and I'm not saying, but see, she says, oh, it's French Foreign Legion. You know, because the French are, the president's suing
They
her.
wear maroon shirts?
Yeah, it's just, but
Not only did you
are
harass
blaming the victim. You are blaming the victim.
No, shut up.
You are blaming the victim. You are
You
blaming the victim.
you have accused Samuel of being anti-Semitic and of hating Jews. Nothing that he has said, either in those video clips or here on this program, says that he is anti-Semitic or hates Jews.
So what finally happened? The debate between the insufferable Rabbi Shmuley and a guy from Iceland that Rabbi Shmuley harassed after the guy merely told him F Israel. So you've probably seen where I've covered this already in detail,
Okay.
just in case
think
you
about it,
haven't.
think about it, think
A
about
guy
it, think about it,
walks
think about
up to Rabbi Shmuley in Iceland. He's from Iceland himself. And he sees Rabbi Shmuley there, who is pro-Israel, Zionist, genocide supporter. And he challenges him and trolls him and basically says to take a selfie with you, gets him in the camera, and then says F Israel and walks away. After that, Rabbi Shmuley proceeds to chase him and his girlfriend around and harass them, especially the girlfriend who had nothing to do with it and behaved in an obnoxious way towards him and his girlfriend, clearly pretending to be the victim but actually victimizing this.
You're making me sound like I said you're combative all the time, and I didn't say that. I just said you're combative.
Then I said I'm not that combative.
So, but so you are agreeing with me that you are combative.
Sometimes I am. We all are. Sometimes, are we not?
Correct.
We're a lot of things a lot of the times.
I don't want to be, if you don't mind, I don't want to be included in your bad behavior. That's okay with you.
What bad behavior? Sure. All I see is her cooking. Here comes the white man, bro.
Can I suggest
Yeah, the white man.
Hey, listen. I decided to go the brother route with Maya, okay? I used to say certain things with her just to try to pike her up a little bit.
Y'all gonna be for me? I got gonna be with me.
The route. I don't want to be included in your bad behavior, your combativeness and all of that between you and Thad and all of that, okay? I'm not involved in that. Deal with that with him if you don't mind. You're
Listen, you texted me separately and goes, thanks, love, and then you texted me in the group chat and you said, bitch. Oh my god.
That's what it's saying. It's giving it to her that I wouldn't be sick.
The nice number. What? You got a screw loose?
A couple. You got a couple.
Okay.
Look how pretty you are.
Wrap.
This is all things into Cynthia at the end of time, which is we're all synergized in God, so that we can all participate in the beatific vision, which is who we are one another to ourselves when we're all reflected in the mirror of eternity. So, like, I'm a high-level mystic. I just don't fucking flex on it all the time because it's stupid. It's in bad taste. But there's sometimes a moment to which you have to demonstrate to, like atheists. You have to demonstrate that your person
How do you cure atheism in one sentence?
The non-existence of God doesn't exist. If they say the non-existence of God does exist, then God necessarily exists.
So that if it happens again, you know what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly, and I totally agree with you. But that's the whole thing about this. What happened is like I saw it. I fucking saw it from 5,000 miles away.
Maybe
But
that's what it is. You're like, let me see if I can actually call it for what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I was checking it out. I was like, let me see how far I can go with this.
Right.
Yeah, damn. It was kind of a fucking. It was like, yeah.
But
yeah, all the red flags. You're like, this guy's just a running red flag. You're like, no, he's got qualities, you know.
No, I think it was like, you know, when you have like a bruise or a scab or something and you kind of pick at it, or like when you bite your lip and you just keep tonguing it, kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it was that. I feel it was that kind of thing where I'm just being like,
maybe I need to learn this lesson again.
Yeah, I think I was just like,
a form of exposure therapy for yourself.
It was, and I feel like I was just kind of fucking with it for a while, like just to.
Yeah, I've done that on multiple things just to see if I could handle it, or I actually like exposure therapy to see what my maximum, level I can go and take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, it was like I was talking to my friend about it later, and he was like, because he knows like what I went through with my ex-husband and stuff, and he's like, you've been through too much to like deal with this kind of bullshit again. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I know, like.
Somebody got a right tonight.
Yes, sir.
7,000 people. I don't know what y'all going through tonight.
Yes.
But 7,000 people.
Thank you, God.
I don't know what you facing tonight. But I want to stop by to tell you that God is still on the throne.
Yes, sir. Jesus.
Let me.
Thank you, Lord. I don't know.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, sir.
God.
Yes, sir.
Still on the throne.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah, Dad.
Huh? Not yet, but I'm close.
Yeah, Dad.
Not yet, but I'm close.
Hello?
What?
Hold on. Hey, you at the road?
Yeah.
Okay. You only got like 10 minutes.
I know. What do you want to eat? Because I think we still got bacon in the fridge. So you want me to make bacon and eggs again? Okay, so I'm going to get us a drink. Or get you a drink. Get you a meat stick. If they got any good ones, they don't normally have any good ones, but I'll check. All right. I love ya. Yeah, I'll be there shortly. I'll be there before you get out there. Love you. God bless you. Peace. Bye. What up? Yeah, I'm listening to lives on. I'm trying to find a live on TikTok.
Okay, we'll try the next round then.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Figure what's going on here.
This guy asked me up.
Brian Anderson. Houston.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk to him. I gotta turn off the Bluetooth.
Brian, if you sing, let me know. We'll get you up here. Does Brian sing?
Yeah, I can sing. What song you want me to sing?
Anything you want to sing here.
Well, I know that for sure James Brown, Give It To Me, Baby. Not James Brown, but Rick James, Give It To Me, Baby.
Okay, whatever you want to sing it, Dwayne.
Yeah, I can sing that.
Okay.
Is it a cappella? Okay. So you want me to sing, is it a cappella? You want me to sing a cappella? Huh. Okay. Can y'all put the music up for that song? I'll try it. Okay, yeah. For Give It To Me, Baby, Rick James. See if I can handle it. Yeah. A little bit. Can you make it a little louder? True that. When I came home last night, you wouldn't give me no coochie. I went fast asleep. You wouldn't even talk to me. Said, let's go crazy. Come on, baby. Coming home intoxicated. Just won't love ya. Just won't love you, baby. But your body keeps on moving. I think I'm done. I can't hear it good, to be honest. Not real good. Because when I sing, it goes away. It's a problem, so it ain't working too good. I sing something. I sang something a cappella. I can do that. I can sing something a cappella. Let's see. So, all right. So it's gonna be a Christian song then. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let me think of how it goes. Let me think. Okay. Let's see. I can't get nothing in my head. You know how it goes sometimes? It's funny like that. Okay, here, I got a different one. Here we go. You ready? Okay. Jesus the one and that's the thing. Jesus the one and he's my man. Jesus the one and he's off the chain. Jesus the only one that's sane in this whole world. Look at all these crazy boys and girls trying to figure out who they are, but they don't know because they listen to a star. Don't listen to a star. Don't listen to a star. Don't listen to a star. Be who you are. Be with Jesus. Jesus is the one and only. He ain't no phony like all your homies. Get off that throne, B. Come down, humble yourself, sit down, for your principality shall come down. We are revival, 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 we are revival. I gotta go, God bless you. Okay, that was funny. I was just on that live doing that live. Go get this drink real fast. Get Tina a drink. Tina drank.
It's a broken game. We need to back out and regroup.
Don't even give him no attention, because that's what he just keeps changing names and coming back. That gives you a good idea what he's doing.
No, he's
Finally happened. And just in case you're not familiar, let me just show you that initial video where he goes up to him, asks to take a photo with him. He just says F Israel, and then Rabbi Shmuley and his son, who served in the IDF, proceed to harass the guy. Just in case you haven't seen it, let me show it to you before we take a look at some items from the debate, which is absolutely epic, I'm telling you. By the way, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd greatly appreciate it. Let's dive in. Here's the initial clip that started it all.
I don't know.
Excuse me.
Sorry, I'm not from here, and I have no idea.
No, are you Rabbi Shmuley?
I am. How'd you know that?
I'm a huge fan.
That's amazing.
Can I just get
Can you wait 1 second? Because I'm on a call with an attorney. Just 1 second.
Okay, can I just, I'm just on a video, like, already. Can I just do a shout out or something? Can I just...
But you gotta give me a second.
Okay, we're just walking by. We're just...
What do you want?
If I can get you,
I can do something.
Get you in the frame?
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck Israel.
Ah!
Fuck Israel, man. Welcome to Iceland.
I just got paid
that's funny, man. He paid for
$62,000
that.
for my car accident using nothing
These guys
but
are
this
crazy.
app on.
Was pretty much the clip. After that, Rabbi Shmuley proceeds to harass and chase them around for like 8 minutes. And again, the girlfriend wasn't there. She had nothing to do with it. She was actually away from her boyfriend when he did that. But Rabbi Shmuley chases her around. She doesn't want to be seen on camera. I'm not going to play the 8-minute clip right now. I've already shown it previously on the channel. It's all over Twitter. Maybe I'll show a few minutes of it later on. But at no point did the guy put his hands on Shmuley. Nowhere assaulted him or anything like that. The girlfriend had nothing to do with it. But it's Rabbi Shmuley who's being aggressive, who's harassing them, won't leave them alone. They're trying to walk away. He just doesn't allow that to happen. He's saying, Rabbi Shmuley is saying in the video, you assaulted me. It never happened. You just saw the video. He never touched him, never assaulted him. But he continues with that talking point in the debate with Piers Morgan. So let's go ahead and dive in, okay? Let's take a look at the first clip where Rabbi Shmuley pretends in this debate, which just happened, I think yesterday, but it aired today. So it's, hot off the press. He pretends to have the moral high ground here. Take a look.
Pierce, are you seriously inverting the story from a Jewish victim of who could not have been more pleasant to an Icelandic man who came over and admits that he lied, fraudulently misled me and said, I'm a huge fan. I said, I'm on the phone with an attorney. We pay for hours by the attorney. I said, give me 5 minutes. And he said, but I'm leaving now and I have to do it now. And he takes the camera and he says, F Israel. I'm not going to use his vulgarity because I'm not a vulgar person.
Yes, you are, you liar.
You're not a vulgar person. Dude, you sell dildos with your daughter. What are you talking about? You're
Sell
incredibly,
dildos with your daughter.
disgustingly vulgar. And he, by the way, uses the F word all throughout that video and pretty much a whole bunch of other videos that he has posted recently in Iceland. So yeah, you use that word. So if you consider it vulgar, by your own admission, you're a pretty disgusting person. But again, I think the sex shop that he has with his daughter is worse than anything that we'll probably see here. But be that as it may, he tries to pretend he has the moral high ground here. He's not going to use profanity. But now he proceeds to say the guy attacked him. Now, you just saw the video. At any point did he attack him? No. But what he means by he attacked me is he hurt my feelings with words. That's an attack. That's assault, evidently, for Rabbi Shmuley. Not what Israel is doing to little babies in Gaza. That's not assault. That's not attacking for Rabbi Shmuley. But when somebody just says F Israel, they hurt his feelings and therefore he's assaulted and attacked. Take a look.
He attacked me in a hate crime. And the fact that he now admits that he dragged his poor girlfriend into this shows he's also a misogynist.
So he's the victim. It's a hate crime. The guy attacked him. He's just running with it, right? Now, Piers isn't buying this, by the way, and Piers is going to challenge him specifically on it. But before I show you Piers challenging the guy, watch this one more clip where he just straight up says, there's no genocide taking place right now in Gaza. Yes, Shmuley actually says this. Watch.
That he could not care less about a false genocide in Gaza. That's not happening. There were 400,000 Arabs in Gaza when Israel took over in 67 through a defensive war. There are now 2 million. How does a genocide increase a population 5 times their amount before?
This is one of the dumbest talking points that I often hear from pro-Israel genocide supporters. So they say, well, look, the population has allegedly increased, and so they couldn't possibly be committing a genocide. This is where they are completely changing the definition of what a genocide is. In international law, the international community understands that this is something that is intentional, where you intend to destroy a race, an ethnicity, a nation, and so on, in whole or in part. In part is the part they always leave out. In part. So you don't have to destroy the entire population. If you intend to destroy only a part of it, that's still genocide. Now, let me ask you a question. Let's say that, I think it's 6 million Jews killed in the Holocaust. Let's say there's another Holocaust one day, and Nazi Germany rises again, and they round up 100,000 Jews in Europe. Let's say there's, 10 million Jews in Europe at the time, and they round up 100,000 of them, and they Holocaust 100,000. Let's say the rest of that 10 million continue to populate. Let's say they increase to 20 million during that process of Holocausting 100,000. If the population of Jews increases from 10 million to 20 million, but future Nazi Germany, in this hypothetical situation, genocides 100,000 Jews, does that mean that they didn't commit a Holocaust? They didn't commit a genocide because the population increased? No, it would still be a Holocaust. It would still be a genocide, even if the population increased, because it's an intention to destroy in whole or in part a people. And so this is dishonest. And again, if it happens to them, all of a sudden, definition. But when they do it to others, all of a sudden they change the definition. They want us to believe that they have been victims of the Holocaust and the genocide. But when you take that exact same standard and definition that came out of the Holocaust and apply it to them and say, wait, you're doing this over here in Israel. No, it's not a genocide. So, you know what, you can't have it both ways. If you condemn the Holocaust of Nazi Germany, you also need to condemn what Israel's doing to the Palestinians. They're both Holocausts. They're both genocides. By the same definition, by the same token. But you lose me whenever you start to say, we're victims, but we are not able to victimize others. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. Not buying it. Okay, watch how Piers Morgan begins to destroy, he begins to take apart Rabbi Shmuley. Check out this clip.
Not only did you
You are
harass his
blaming the
girlfriend,
victim.
which is clearly
You are
looking-
blaming the
clearly-
victim.
No,
You are
oh,
blaming
shut
the
up,
victim.
Shmuley.
You are
Grow
blaming the
up,
victim.
please.
You are blaming the victim.
You have accused Samuel of being anti-Semitic and of hating Jews. Nothing that he has said, either in those video clips or here on this program, says that he is anti-Semitic or hates Jews.
So Rabbi Shmuley says, you're blaming the victim. I'm the victim here, right? It's not possible for Rabbi Shmuley or even the Israel or even for Jews as a whole to victimize anyone, according to Rabbi Shmuley. He doesn't believe that they could possibly victimize anyone. They are always the victims. So he says here, you're blaming the victims. But actually, isn't that what Israel does to the Palestinians? They victimize the Palestinians for decades. For decades.
Right, that's the first one.
Well before.
Y'all gonna be with me. I got two bad, gonna be rubbing my feet. I got three young down the bus of the heat, and all y'all ain't got nothing on me. Ooh, not one of y'all gonna be with me. I got two bad, gonna be rubbing my feet. I got three young down the bus of the heat, and all y'all ain't got nothing on me.
Okay, put your hands up, just a anthem. Smile.
Y'all gonna be with me. I got two bad, gonna be rubbing my feet. I got three young down the bus of the heat, and all y'all ain't got nothing on me. Ooh, not one of y'all gonna be with me. I got two bad, gonna be rubbing my feet. I got everybody feeling me like, everybody feeling me like, everybody feeling me. My feelings are the y'all gonna be with me. I got two bad, gonna be rubbing my feet. I got three young down the bus of the heat, and all y'all ain't got nothing on me. Ooh, not one of y'all gonna be with me. I got two bad, gonna be rubbing my feet. I got three young down the bus of the heat, and all y'all ain't got nothing on me.
Okay, put your hands up, just a anthem. Smile.
Y'all gonna be with me. I got two bad.
My social battery.
Oh,
Huh?
that makes more sense.
That's why I walk over that way.
What the heck?
Cause
You don't know where I'm at.
Because you had your head down, so I walk over that way trying to get you.
You got me. You got me
I
that
ain't
time,
get you.
didn't you?
You got me.
Got you, babe.
You ain't got me. You got craziness on your heat. I can't believe you want to ask where you want to eat at. You get my meat stick? Where meat stick?
No meat sticks. They had no good meat sticks. They got hard meat sticks.
Well, man, I was ready to go home today because they kept first go to the cage. I'm in DA today, so I go to clean the ceiling away. Dora's over there like she messing her keyboard. She ain't doing no work. And he said, well, go to the cage and work. So I took a little table Tina had over to the cage and I'm working in the cage. Here he comes to the cage. I'm like, go to DA and work. I mean, not DA, small store and work. I said, do what? He said, process packages. And I was like, I did maybe 6-7 packages over there. And he came and got me time to go back, go to DA. I like that in this mid, and I sure like small store hard as shit.
What time you gotta be there tomorrow?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Okay, so that means
We gotta do 5 o'clock.
15 to 5. 4:45. 4:45.
5 o'clock.
I mean, we'll probably get out the house at 5, but we gotta try to leave at 4:45.
5 o'clock.
Where was he anti-Semitic? Tell me.
And when Israel protects itself, of course, Israel's the aggressor and guilty of genocide. A rabbi is walking with his 1-year. A rabbi is walking with his 1-year-old grandson and with his 4 children. A man comes in lies and says I'm a fan. He says, F Israel. I won't say more because I'm not
Unaccepted that. Where was he anti-Semitic?
His girlfriend stood with him the entire time. You should be pointing a finger at a misogynist who admits that he did not
Where was he
Change your bag. I said, you
going over to an American Jewish citizen in the middle of the street and harassing and making them feel very unsafe and attacking them in their own and saying F Israel to your face. That is anti-Semitism, pure and simple. And if you're a British man and if they walk over and say, they say to you, here's $1 million,
let me stop you there.
It was
harassing.
It was
a criticism.
I really am.
Wait a minute. Can you? Okay,
F
you know what?
Israel is not a criticism.
I'm gonna stay.
F Israel is not a criticism. F Israel is an attack on Jews. Saying I'm a
let me talk, please. No, it's not an attack on Jews.
Oh, great. I don't even.
No, it's not an attack on Jews. No, you accused him of being a Jew hater and of being anti-Semitic. Nothing I've seen in these videos
because he came
proves
over
that
and
he
lied and
either
said
hates
I'm a
Jews
fan
or is
and
anti-Semitic.
And it happened 40 times while we're here. And the
He
reason
doesn't
I'm
like
here is
you.
because I love
He
this
doesn't.
country, okay?
Fine.
Then let him walk
Fine.
over and say, can
All
I
right,
say
stop
respectfully
talking
say
for a
I don't
moment.
like you?
Wait, you can declutter on Vinted? Yep. Earn cash from homeware.
That's pretty cool.
Fashion, sports gear, collectibles, books, toys, and more.
Talking
Say
for
I
a
don't
moment.
like you.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, there's no rationality here, right? No logic, no argument, just pure passion, emotionalism, straw man arguments, and then hiding behind we are just protecting ourselves. So when we genocide people, or murder people, and kill babies, we're just protecting ourselves. You can't hide behind that. But they just use that as it's a blank check to authorize them to just do anything that they ever want. It's just self-defense. It's just protecting ourselves. You know what? Oddly enough, didn't the Nazis say the same thing? Weren't they just claiming that they're protecting themselves, Nazi Germany, from the Jews or corrupting their society and all this and that? They were using the same talking points. Oddly enough, the Israelis sound a whole lot like the Nazis do. They hide behind, we're just protecting ourselves. We're just responding to October 7th. Really, are you really to the Palestinians before October 7th? Well, I've outlined Israel in great detail. Go to rthorses.com, check out the case against Zionism, like go over what all they were doing to the Palestinians before October 7th. And believe me, they were not treating them right. But don't take my word for it. Go and actually look into the history. I mean, that's what made me become more critical of Israel. I grew up in Israel. I'm the son of Christian Zionist missionaries in Jerusalem. I grew up there. What made me critical of Israel? That's what made me grow. That's what made me say, you know what? All this stuff that I've been told, it's actually a lie. It's false. And so I challenge anybody, go and actually get to the facts. They cannot engage in the facts because the facts are against the state of Israel. And they're against Rabbi Shmuley here. By the way, did you notice but what about Churchill? Okay. So you know that, yeah, Churchill also committed war crimes, right? So you're trying to justify your war crimes by pointing to another war criminal? How does that make sense? It doesn't. It doesn't justify what you're doing. Two wrongs don't make it right. So, and by the way, we're supposed to be better than what was happening in World War II, right? And Israel is supposed to be better than these things. I thought that we were supposed to have grown and learned, but actually what happened was 3 years after the Holocaust, they created the fake terrorist state of Israel via terrorism. So they didn't really learn a whole lot from the mistakes of Nazi Germany, evidently. Be that as it may, let's take a look at this next clip where Rabbi Shmuley assures us he did not chase the girlfriend around, even though the video footage that he posted for 8 minutes shows that they were chasing the guy's girlfriend around. She had nothing to do with it. They were harassing her. He assures us that never happened. Okay.
Yeah, just to be clear, it's fine. You can. All right. I'll let Samuel respond.
I'm sorry. It shows the nature of your thinking and also in the grander scheme of the nature of your warfare. For a man to approach you and your son, two men, one of them an IDF soldier, chasing down my girlfriend and largely ignoring me, pushing into me to get to her with the camera. You lie. You are lying through your teeth. You are lying through your teeth. You are an anti-Semite resident on this planet. You lied and said you're a fan, and we did not follow your girlfriend. We followed you. You were with her the entire time.
You didn't follow your girlfriend, even though the video footage that you posted showed you repeatedly, you and your IDFs did just that. So that didn't happen. What we have on video did not happen. Isn't that exactly the problem that we have with Israel? They're telling us we're not genociding them, even though it's like, but we see on camera you're doing it. We're not shooting babies, but I just literally watched a video where you shot a baby on, a video. It's just been posted on Twitter. We're not harassing them, but I just watched a video where you're harassing them. We're not cleansing them, ethnically cleansing them, but I literally just watched a video where you did that. So he's exactly doing what Israel does, right? What we clearly see happening on camera. I didn't do that. That never happened. In fact, what happened is you were harassing me. You were assaulting me, which the evidence from the video footage doesn't show that. This is exactly what Israel does. They lie about what we actually see on the video, and then they say, well, no, it was actually them. They were attacking us. It was actually terrorists who were hiding behind them, and the video evidence that shows them. So, I mean, this is why nobody's minding it. The world has turned against Israel. Reason, and we're seeing it right here. No, in this next one. This is where the fireworks come out, okay? Piers is laying into the guy. And why is it Piers? Well, I'll tell you. I already knew the guy from Iceland. God bless him. Glad he spoke up. Glad he is challenging Rabbi Shmuley. But I knew he's not like somebody who's going to be proficient in the area, knows all the talking points, knows all the history, is going to be able to just hammer Rabbi Shmuley, who does look into this and is a professional propagandist in this area. I already knew he's not going to be able to go with him toe-to-toe when it comes to just challenging him on the history, the legality, stuff like that, right? He's just a regular guy who went and trolled him, and I appreciate the fact that he did what he could. But I didn't really expect a whole lot from him. And frankly, there wasn't a whole lot from him in this interview. I'm not faulting him for that. He's just a regular guy. But Piers kind of comes to his defense, which is why Rabbi Shmuley says it's a 2 versus 1 debate. But I don't think it was that. But he does kind of come to his defense and lays out a few talking points and challenges Rabbi Shmuley maybe a little bit more than the guy from Iceland, who's, by the way, his name is Samuel. So watch this clip where Piers just lays into Shmuley. Take a look.
Listen, Piers, it's a purely 2-on-1 debate. I don't mind. I've had worse off. Okay?
Your flood pressure is up, Rabbi. Come on, wrap it up.
Your country, Pierce, had a 5-to-1 civilian to combatant death ratio in the Second World War. Churchill killed 5 German civilians for every 1 Wehrmacht soldier. Israel has killed 1-to-1. 1 civilian to 1
How do you know that?
terrorist combatant.
How do you know that?
That is
How do you know that?
You know that because I've debated this on your show 10,000 times.
No, these numbers have not been. These numbers have not been established.
Yes, they have, and I've done this
These numbers have not been established. No, they haven't. No, they haven't.
So I'm asking you.
No, they
I'm
haven't.
asking you.
It's an absolute lie. You have no idea it is one-on-one. You've no idea. You've just invented. You've invented that number. You've invented that number.
Even according to the last health ministry, which
and the reason we don't know. And the reason we don't know exactly, the reason we don't know why, how many civilians have died in Gaza is because 80% of Gaza got leveled to the ground, and the Israeli government will not let international journalists into Gaza to do their job, despite there being supposed ceasefire for many months.
That is a
completely outrageous. So none of it. It is not a lie.
The New York Times has been in Gaza. The AP has been in Gaza. Bloomberg has been in Gaza.
Stop lying. Stop lying.
I'm sorry.
Stop lying.
I'm sorry.
Stop lying.
You are not
Stop lying. Stop lying. The only journalists who've been allowed into Gaza have been embedded with the IDF. I want international media, given there's a ceasefire, to be allowed to operate free, to be allowed to operate, to be, well, you know what? You know what? The IDF has killed over 200 Palestinian journalists and tries to pretend they're all Hamas. Which is also an outrageous lie. So I'm afraid there's a lot of disinformation flying around. I want to give it. No, that's a fact. It's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Once we lived in the woods. It was cold, rugged, and just didn't feel right.
That's a fact.
Okay, so by the way, somebody says, why doesn't Pierce cut his mic? He actually did cut his mic during the debate. First time I've ever seen it. It's Piers Morgan Uncensored, so he normally doesn't mute anyone, but he actually had to mute Rabbi Shmuley. But, okay, so he said, civilian kill ratio. Well, that's actually not true. According to Israeli sources, leaked Israeli sources, 85% of the kills are civilians, which shouldn't surprise us. And I actually think it's probably higher than that, but we don't know how many people have, been killed so far, because again, they won't allow us in there to verify independently. But just from the people that we do know, from their own sources, they have said that it's 85%. So yeah, Rabbi Shmuley is a terror apologist, a genocider apologist, a terrorist apologist. That's effectively what he is, right? He's there to defend terrorism and genocide and war crimes. Why is he in Iceland to begin with? I think he goes to these places deliberately to troll them, to try to paint him and the Jews, and especially the Zionists, to be victims, to try to say the whole world is anti-Semitic and look how we're the victims, to try to kind of get people on board with Israelis. I think that's what's going on here. Because again, why are you in Iceland right now? Wasn't Iceland one of the first countries that accused Israel of a genocide in Gaza? Yes, it was. So I think you went there because you're specifically going to places that you're trying to say, look, there's a whole bunch of anti-Semitism here. So I don't know, maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Maybe there was another reason, but it seems intentional. And by the way, Piers Morgan also in the debate suggested the same, that he's just deliberately trolling people. And he does have a history and a pattern of doing this. So that appears to be true to me. Now, the guy asks him, are you still in the country? Watch how Rabbi Shmuley responds.
Hey, Rabbi, are you still in the country?
That is none of your business. Do you want your friends to come and beat me up? Do you want your friends to come and harass me? How dare you ask that? You are a dangerous man, and I will never tell you. God forbid. That just shows his intentions. Now you see his intentions. Now you clearly see his intentions. How disgusting a question. Are you the Prime Minister licensed to evict me? Are you the police? You know, in my country, impersonating the police is a felony. Explain the nature of your question.
Wow. So he asked, are you still in the country? And from that, Rabbi Shmuley extrapolated that he's impersonating a police officer. Are you still in the country? The next step was, that must mean you want to beat me up. The next step was, now I see what your intentions are. They're evil. The next step was, are you going to evict me? The next step is, well, you have to be a police officer to evict me or the prime minister. So I guess you're pretending to be a police officer. Therefore, what you're doing now is illegal because you're impersonating a police officer. It's like, what? You got all that out from that one question? Wowzers. Okay, so this is, by the way, a very common tactic that I see with Zionists. They do this to the Palestinians all the time. You're watching it right here live in 4K. Rabbi Shmuley, this guy's insane. Well, why did he ask that question? Well, he said basically that later on in the debate, he just said, well, your son is an IDF soldier. He is suspected of war crimes. He could potentially be arrested in Iceland, so you may want to get out of Iceland for that reason. That was why he did it. He didn't want to say, well, because I'm going to come over there and beat you up or send people over there to beat you up. He said basically that later on in the debate, he just said, well, your son is an IDF soldier. He is suspected of war crimes. He could potentially be arrested in Iceland, so you may want to get out of Iceland for that reason. That was why he did it. He didn't want to say, well, because I'm going to come over there and beat you up or send people over there to beat you up, or I'm going to impersonate a police officer and bring you to justice or something like that. This is how irrational Rabbi Shmuley and many of the Zionists are at the end of the day. Why? Because they're not on the side of truth. So they don't have the facts. They can't rely on that. All they can rely on is emotions, jumping to conclusions, assuming intentions, assuming your intentions are bad, you know, non sequiturs, all sorts of stuff. This is what they do. By the way, let me show you just a few minutes here of what Rabbi Shmuley does after Samuel basically just said, F Israel, it was trolling Rabbi Shmuley. Watch this and you tell me, is Rabbi Shmuley harassing them? Or is it the other way around? Watch.
So 1 second, hold on. You just made me hang up on my attorney. I told you it was on the phone. I told you I didn't want to interrupt, and you said you said to my Shmuley, you said that you're a big fan. You lied to your teeth, and then you said, fuck Israel. Why would you do that? I'm an American. I'm a visitor here. Now you're pretending you don't speak English? Listen, this is going to go out to the whole world. I was sitting on a call with my attorney. Very important call. I could not have been more pleasant to you or your girlfriend. Both of you walked up together and you said, are you Rabbi Shmuley Mendy? And I said, yes. Then you said, I'm a big fan. Can I do a video? I said, I'm on a call. I begged you to wait. I'm sorry. Just for you to tell me to fuck Israel. Do you hate Jews that much?
I'm sorry, my friend.
Do you hate Jews that much?
Welcome to Iceland, my friend.
And then?
I'm sorry, my friend. I don't know.
Tell what happened.
I don't know.
I'm a huge fan, and he just walked up to you and said, fuck Israel.
All right, guys. Welcome to Iceland.
Someone telling you
All right,
fans need to curse him out.
Yeah.
That is so screwed up.
Yeah. You want me to tell the world?
Who even thinks that a way to do things?
You want me to tell the world? Fuck Israel. Fuck Israel.
Say it.
Fuck Israel.
No, let him say it. Yeah. Israel. What about say what you say. Fuck Israel.
How many times? Fuck Israel. Fuck Israel. Fuck the genocide going on. Fuck. I will. History will not favor the genocide that you are behind. All right?
Okay. So wait.
Yeah.
Mandy. One second. But you're a brave man.
I know.
Okay. So my name's Rabbi Shmuley.
Yeah, I know who you are. I know who you are.
What's your name?
My name is Samuel.
Samuel what?
That doesn't matter.
Oh, suddenly you're not. Suddenly you're coward.
I'm not comfortable.
Why don't you and your girlfriend be very brave and tell us what your names are?
I'm sorry, my friend.
You came over, harassed us, attacked us.
I'm sorry.
I just want to know who you are. I think it's fair. I think it's very fair to find out who you are.
Let me tell you right now.
No. You and your girlfriend said that Israel should be fine. Now she's hiding her face. Be brave. Here's my face. I'm not afraid.
I'm telling you.
I work for the animals.
Okay.
No.
See how they're chasing her around? Now, I showed you the original clip. She wasn't in there. She didn't say anything. She had nothing to do with it. Now Rabbi Shmuley is saying she was doing it too. And by the way, Rabbi Shmuley in the same clip says that you assaulted me, you attacked me. That never happened. But who's actually harassing whom here? Clearly, Rabbi Shmuley and his IDF son are doing that. Here's a little bit.
I never touched it. I never touched it.
Then give us the video. Then give us the video.
No.
Give us the video.
You got video. I got video. You got video. I got video.
You don't have my video up in a few minutes. Show me yours. Show me yours. Show me yours.
Sound off the phone because you said I'm a huge fan. Every Icelander.
I cannot believe that you would be part of this. I can't believe it. Enough. Sir, I'm giving this as a hate crime to the Icelandic police, and I'm giving it to the American embassy, and I'm going to make sure that people like you cannot harass innocent Americans who come to this country as tourists and who should not be treated like they're pieces of garbage, okay? Like pieces of garbage, like absolute pieces of garbage.
Then why don't you leave?
No, you came over to me. Don't tell me why don't I leave.
You're in my country.
You came over. Why don't I leave your country? It belongs to
Every
you.
single Icelander is on the same opinion. Fuck Israel. You know that, right?
Every Icelander? Every Icelander?
Do you know how
every Icelander is an anti-Semite?
Do you know how
Do you know that my country, the United States, protected your GIs were here?
Mike Collins follows Trump anywhere.
I bought me a ticket on the Trump train, and I've been shoveling coal ever since.
He even supports Trump's war in Iran, costing taxpayers billions and causing gas prices to surge. Tell Mike Collins, put Georgia first.
GIs were here.
Okay, so you can go and watch the video where I covered that entire interaction in great detail. I'll put a link to it in the show. But you get a feel for it here. You can see what's going on, and you can see who's harassing whom, and you can see who's changing the story, who's saying things happened that didn't actually happen. You can see that everything that Rabbi Shmuley is saying is contrary to the video evidence. It's contrary to the facts. Now, imagine if the guy didn't film himself doing that. Well, you wouldn't know for sure, at least. I mean, you would have to say, well, I don't know, maybe Rabbi Shmuley's right, unless you know that he's a perpetual liar. Or you would say, well, maybe this other guy, we wouldn't know, but here we have video footage. Well, this is exactly what Israel often does. And now we have some video evidence of their crimes. And by the way, a lot of the IDF soldiers are admitting to a lot of this stuff, as the UN itself, in its recent 94-page report, quotes and uses IDF soldiers in their own admissions to basically accuse them of war crimes and a genocide. But imagine, so this is how they treat people in Iceland, right? This is how they treat a girlfriend who wasn't even there, had nothing to do with it. They're harassing her. The IDF son, he's the one who's going around using the camera. If that IDF son harasses this woman like this in Iceland, imagine what he did to Palestinians. You can only imagine. Imagine how he treated them. You think he treated the Palestinians better? Probably not. There needs to be people asking questions here, like, wait, Rabbi Shmuley, what has your son done? What all was he involved in? We need some answers here. Because based on how you're acting here, I have questions on what you actually did to the Palestinians, like your son personally. I'm afraid to find out. And I'm afraid to even imagine how they would treat the Palestinians if this is how they treat an Icelandic woman who had nothing to do with the situation. So, anyways, conclusion, the debate, I mean, Rabbi Shmuley gets demolished. I mean, you can go to Piers Morgan and watch the whole thing, right? I'm not going to play the entire thing. But I did show you the highlights, and he just got slammed. He got spanked. And it's also because, again, when you're not on the side of truth, when you don't have the facts, you're sooner or later, people are going to see through what you're doing. And we're seeing clearly through Rabbi Shmuley specifically, especially in light of the video evidence that has been provided by both parties, by both sides. Anyways, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Hey, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, but also hype this video. If you want to see more people watch this video, help me reach them by hyping the video, which you can do on your mobile device, but you evidently can't do on the PC, so you got to use mobile. All right, that's going to do it for now. We'll see you later.
I just found out that if you have 2 cars on your car insurance, this is 100% what you should be doing. So I found this website, and look at the difference. $159 a month. I thought this was the best price I could find. Don't even look anywhere else. This is the best price, right? Wrong. Now look at my new price.
Today's guest is a teacher, geopolitics expert, and YouTuber known for his popular channel Predictive History, where he breaks down why global events happen and what could come next. We covered a lot of ground here. War in the Middle East, China versus America, secret societies. I had a fascinating chat with today's guest, Professor Zhang. Professor Zhang?
Hey Theo.
Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Professor Zhang, thank you so much for coming by today.
Well, thanks so much for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have you. Is this your first time in Los Angeles?
It's my first time in Los Angeles, yeah.
And how's the experience been so far?
It's been surreal. So your producers have been wonderful. They put me in this fantastic hotel, and I went for a walk around the neighborhood, West Hollywood. So I went down Santa Monica Boulevard.
Oh yeah,
it's just gorgeous. Yeah. Just the streets are so illuminated, and the buildings are so beautiful. But then as I'm walking, there's in the middle of the sidewalk a pile of dog shit.
Yeah.
So I walk past it, and it takes me a couple minutes to realize that didn't come from a dog, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been surreal.
Yeah, we got a lot of tall dogs in this area.
Yeah.
That's just a little decoration, brother. That's how it goes here. And if you're lucky, it'll have a needle in the middle.
It's freedom, man.
Yeah, it is freedom, man. Professor Zhang, thank you so much for just making the trip, for coming and joining us. I know you're from your channel, your YouTube channel, Predictive History. Can you tell us a little bit about your channel for people that don't know about it?
Yeah, so I'm a high school teacher, and what I try to do is try to explain geopolitics in a way that students can appreciate. And what I try to do is, with my analysis, I try to make predictions. And that's a really good way to engage students, as well as to test my own worldview, my own hypothesis. And so 2 years ago, while I was teaching this class, I made 3 predictions. The first is that Trump would win in 2024, and that he would launch this war against Iran, and that he would lose this war. And I blew up online because it turns out that all 3 predictions turn out to be accurate.
Well, the first 2 for sure, and that's how you came on my radar, was with those 2 predictions. That's how I learned about you at first.
Right.
And before we move on with it, do you teach at high school?
That's right, I teach at a high school level.
What's something that's kind of unique about a school in China, maybe that we wouldn't know?
Well, there are no guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. You win. You win.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I'm in China, and we just brainwash all the time about American schools.
Okay.
Culture.
But at least you're brainwashed not to have
See
guns
that?
in school.
Last night we seen the same guy bicycling somewhere.
Huh?
Sorry. There's a guy bicycling back there, and I saw him last night somewhere.
You must be want to work or something.
Yeah. Weird. Must be.
Game theory, just so people know.
Yeah, so the idea of game theory is that if you want to analyze someone's behavior, you have to look at 3 things. First of all, you have to look at the nature of the game. How do you win the game? What are the rules? What are the incentives? And once you figure that out, then you can figure out his or her optimal behavior in this game. So in terms of geopolitics, just imagine the United States, Iran, Israel, Saudi Arabia as distinct players in the game, which they're trying to maximize the outcome against each other. And they will use their own unique strategies in order to achieve so. And that's how I'm able to make some of these predictions.
Yeah, I know the game theory. I remember first hearing about it in that film, Beautiful Mind.
Oh, yes.
Who was what was the guy's name, Nick?
John Nash.
John Nash. Yeah, he uses that like whenever he's examining
That's
things
right.
or trying to figure things out. He uses that in there.
He went crazy too.
Yeah, anyway, crazy.
Yeah.
So, best of luck.
Right. Thank you.
Best of luck, Professor. Yeah, let's talk about the war in Iran. Let's start there because that's fresh. That's on everybody's mind right now.
Yeah.
Do you think it could be our new Vietnam, or how are you viewing the war in Iran right now?
Yeah, the best scenario is that it becomes America's Vietnam. But I think the problem is
That's best case scenario.
That's best case scenario. Yeah. But I think the problem is that this war is expanding very rapidly. So before, a few months ago, it was limited to a war between Israel, United States, and Iran. And now it's brought in Saudi Arabia against the Houthis, which is in Yemen. There's a credible threat that the war in Ukraine might merge with the war in Iran.
Really?
Yeah, because what's happened a couple weeks ago is that a Iranian ship that was transporting supplies from Russia to Iran through the Caspian Sea was hit by a Ukrainian drone. And since then, the Ukrainians have apologized. But according to game theory, right now, the Ukrainians aren't doing so well in Ukraine. And right now, Russia's fighting a war of attrition. And because Russia is such a much bigger power than Ukraine,
I
in the
want to
long
kiss you
term,
all
Ukraine will
over.
ultimately lose this war. So, to change that dynamic,
I want to kiss you all over.
Good.
I want to kiss you all over. That's all I know of that song.
Look, I get to park
Right
behind
behind mine.
Yay!
So there's a real threat that these two fronts merge, in which case all bets are off, in which case it's World War III. And you can also see the possibility of